Today we're going to do the review from JJFux. First of all, we're going to do the Cantus Firmus or Gregorian chant. We're going to use this Cantus Firmus here. So the F, D, E, D, G, F, A, G, F, E, D. On his rules is we never start, let's start what we can do. So we start with the perfect consonants, which means the interval of 1, 8, and 5. Fourth for him is not considered a perfect consonant, even though it's perfect consonants, but we do not start the counterpoint with the fourth. So we start with the unison or the octave. So octave, the sound here is, so from the beginning and to the end, we start with the perfect consonances. That's the last measure and the first measure. So he recommends for us to use more the movement of the voice contrary or oblique. This is oblique. On the counterpoint, holds the note while the move on the Cantus Firmus. So when you do, we do not change the Cantus Firmus, we change the counterpoint. Let's listen, let's see if it's going to, how it's going to sound. And the intervals that we can use the most are the imperfect consonances, that is the interval 6 and thirds. So towards the end, you have that ta, ta, ta on the counterpoint. Because we are doing the modal, which means we are not going to have the leading tone or sensível. So la, do is a la, ta, ta. We're going to la, do, re. Okay, instead you have the major 6, you're going to have a minor 6 on the penultimate here. Mi, do, instead of mi, do, re. Because it's modal, we are going to have that. Instead to have the function of leading tone is going to be the subtonic. On the second species, yes, we can use the dissonance, but on the piano part or on the second beat of the measure. So on the first, we do not use dissonance. Use consonants. On the very first measure is perfect consonants. So unison is perfect consonants. On that second note could be any dissonance, but you need to resolve. Let's hear now. And the maximum interval between the notes is the interval of 10 notes of distance. Sorry, hear me. Therefore, you have that red here because even though it's not 10, so F to E is a 7, A to F here, A3 to F4 is a 6 intervals, so compound 6, compound 5, so now here. That is not compound, sorry, that is the 6 and the 5. So we can have this augmented fourth here because the augmented fourth is on the weak part, on the piano part of the measure. It's not, if we here was ta, ta, if it was here, it's going to be a crime scene. Okay. One more time, let's listen one more time. Now here, let's listen what the student wrote. So he finished. So we need to finish it. The end must be the perfect consonants. This is imperfect. So here should be one D octave or one D unison. Uh-oh. Sorry, now this is the new version. I personally do not like, but anyhow, that's not my. Let me write here the Cantus Firmus. Okay. I'm going to change here the class. Let's start the first species. Let's start in unison, because unison is a perfect consonance. Another thing that we are not allowed, for example, we are not allowed to cross voice, crossing. If I put it here, I'll be crossing because the Cantus Firmus is ta ta, so ta ta. So that note is going to be right here. The counterpoint is going to be crossing with the Cantus Firmus, so it's not allowed. So I can do ta ta, one octave. I can use a 6 interval. The penultimo measure, I need to have that ta ta. It's modal. If I was tonal, that ta ta, but it's not. We are not doing modal right now. tonal right now, we're doing modal. Let's listen, let's see how it sounds. If I commit any crime scene here. Now let's do the second speech. Second speeches, we can use dissonance. Second speech is two notes against one, two notes of the counterpoint against one of the Cantus Firmus. And the length, the maximum interval of distance between the voices, the interval of tenths. So here's 8. If I put E here, E note, I'm going to put aleatório, okay? Let's find out. So here, the very first measure, we can add because it's unison. Okay. That is the 10. Now, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to add, let's see if I can do that. The dynamic is too piano. Let's add all this F. Let's see. So here the first measure, but here on the second measure, I have F against. So I put E. So that is a dissonance on the very first, on the downbeat. It's not allowed. So I need to change that. F, I can have D or B, but B natural here is going to be the tritone or tritone, or augmented fourth, F, A, G, F, G, A, B. Ta, 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 di, ta, da, da, di. With the B flat, né? But you're not going to do B flat, you're going just to have the D. Let's listen. So how can we do better? So from the major 7, jump to the perfect 5. So let's go to the 6. Let's sound from here. Here, what's happening here? Crossing the voice. See, the counterpoint is below. Counterpoint is below the Cantus Firmus. So Cantus Firmus on the G3, and the counterpoint is on the C3. See, this is the Cantus Firmus here, the counterpoint here. So therefore, cross the voice. So what we need to do? Can go one octave higher. From the direct movement is not recommended, so we need to change here. Let's go to let's see how it sounds. So let's change that F. Let's add one oblique movement here. From the perfect 5 to the perfect 8th. Using the oblique movement is when you sustain one voice on the same pitch while the others move. So we sustain here. Listen. While the consonant let's listen from here. Okay, so now we can fix that E. We can put that in the C. Make sure that we do not do octavus on the parallel neither. Perfect 5. So this is 1 and 8. That sounds good. Perfect 4th, even though he said that descending perfect 4th is dissonant. So the oblique, want to see? Da, 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 da. Can do here. Da, dee. It's not da, dee. So da, 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 dee. Si, la, do, re, re, mi, do, si, re, mi, do, si, la, do, re. Let's see how it sounds, and you can change, okay? So now we can go ahead and fix the errors that I did or that you did. Follow here the guidance, no more than the interval of 10th. For example, what's the 10th from the D here? From the F, sorry, F here. It's A. So there's nothing. The most important is for us to read what he says. So the contrary and oblique movement are the most that he recommends, because doing that we can follow less errors, less mistakes. And here has the regard the imperfect consonants that are interval of 6 and thirds that we can use, not exceed more than 3 consecutive of those. We have all the rules here on the printed page from 30 until on